courtesy will be too. So I told him to wait, because I've been summoned to this.
All right, have a good day, Cody.
Yeah, are you leaving right after the meeting, Leslie?
No, I'll be around today.
Just give me a text whenever you're free.
Okay.
So,
See you, Cody. We'll call the meeting back to order. No decisions were made in executive session.
It's fine. We're good.
Okay.
Let me see if Dawn is still here. I know she had to leave, so.
Ghost.
Ghosts in the back.
Just go.
Okay. Is Nick out there?
Yep. And Mary and.
Hello, Don.
Hello.
Okay. I have my fourth quarter report of where the funds were, as far as bank balances and the interest earned for the quarter. So, that's just, interest rates are still fantastic. And on the back side, Western State, I opened up some more CDs, because they're at 5%.
Yeah.
So, but I've staggered them so that they'll unlock at staggered time, so we can reinvest or use them or whatever.
You don't get penalized then? Okay, good.
No.
I guess if you're staggering it.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
one's April, one's
Yeah.
June, one's July, so if something happens, we're,
Covered.
yep, if I need to move money for something. So, and then, my other thing is we've got the fines for the late, for capers and for the state. We haven't got the federal, fines yet.
What is this?
So just with the capers and the state, we're at $423.63. In the past, with this situation with the previous treasurer, when this happened, we just took it out of general, but I wanted to give you guys that option of where you wanted me to pay this out of. I mean, so,
General, probably.
I think you probably know better than us.
well, but it's your guys' call. I mean, there's obviously money in the general and it's $423, but
Do you have
It's an
any-
unbudgeted expense.
it's an unbudgeted expense, so yeah,
Any idea what the federal's gonna be?
No, we won't know until we get a letter.
yeah,
I don't like the sounds of that.
yeah. I was expecting capers in the state to be a lot more, but with Trish and I getting on it earlier,
Good.
it saved on the last two. It was only like $7 for a late fee on some of the last reports in, so this is better than I was expecting.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we have no idea on the federal. So I'll just take this out of general and
You guys are okay with that?
clean it up.
I'm fine with it.
You wanna
Okay.
make a motion?
Make a motion, you take the
2360.
423.63 out of general.
Okay. Okay, that's all I
You good with that,
had.
Roger? In a second it? It's been moved and seconded to take $423.63 to cover the fines out of the general.
Okay.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? All right.
That's all I had. You guys
Thank
have
you.
any questions for me?
No, sorry, we're running behind.
No, good. We're good. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Come on up here with me.
Sure. Come on.
Get you in the hot seat.
Put us in the hot seat
Not
again.
the hot seat.
Okay, we have a couple things we want to run by you guys. First off is the reproposal of the possibility of having a beer garden. Mary's just giving you all the
Sorry.
copies.
I'm slow. There we go. I even made it in big type for you guys.
Thank you.
Basically, you know, guys, this is very similar to what I came a couple of years ago about. We've got a diagram of the beer garden set on the north side of the fairgrounds. You know, we'd fence it in, monitored age and all that. And then, of course, this would probably have it before one of our best events. I mean, maybe the Derby.
Yeah.
And then, of course, 30 minutes before the Derby's over, is last call, and that's it. It's gonna end before the event is over, right?
Right.
Yeah. And of course, we'd have people with the security checking everything out, making sure that there's no one drinking any too much. And if we need to, it could be one of those things we could give them little tokens, and you only get 2 or 3 tokens. I mean, that's it. You get 2 or 3 beers and you're done. And of course, if we need to, we'd buy the liquor license, of course, to have it. Let's see, what else, Mary, am I missing?
The maps on the back, guys. Where we're thinking locating it.
Yep, so it'd be on the north side, which is over there by the bathrooms,
Yeah.
those bathrooms outside there.
Right.
Yeah. Just in that corner over there. So, that's just basically the same things we had a couple years ago, just wanting to, we were asked as the board to revisit it, so here we are. If you
Have
have,
you communicated with the amusement authority?
Did we what?
Communicate with the amusement authority?
We haven't, I mean,
Might want to do that.
I haven't.
I
Have you?
haven't.
Might have a conversation with them.
That'd be good.
Yep, we can visit with them and,
Who's in charge of that? For sure.
Greg?
Well,
yeah,
Greg Walls? Okay, we can do that. Yeah,
I would highly suggest that.
yeah.
yeah, I know that's a concern of theirs. It was the
Right.
last time,
Yes.
and I get it. Totally. But yeah, we can do that.
I personally I know a lot of people are opposed to it, but I personally feel that, you know, people who drink, they're taxpayers also, and as long as they, you know, behave and
Oh, yeah.
it's checked by the sheriff,
Yep.
personally, I'm not opposed to it.
Well, it's not checked by the sheriff.
no.
Huh?
It's not done by the sheriff's department.
No,
No.
they told us they have too much going on. We would have to man it. And that's in this
Yep, the security part.
security part. And I would like to think people would use common sense. I would like to think that, but you
Well,
can't guarantee.
Well, there's people
Nothing's
that
a
are drinking out
guarantee.
there anyway that are
Yeah.
not.
True.
Not.
And they will leave there and continue to drink, or they'll drink before they come.
Yeah,
That part we can't
Mhm.
control.
Right.
no,
But-
and the amusement can't either. There's
No,
people walking
no,
around
no,
all
no,
over
no.
with their little cups and
True.
their containers and, yeah. So, anyway,
But yes.
we can visit
will
with Greg.
with-
Any other questions on this? I mean, we don't need to take up too much of your time.
No.
You guys did
Uh,
discuss it or wanna table it till we visit with Greg and then come back? Something like that?
That would be beneficial, having a conversation with the
Okay.
amusement authority.
Yep.
And then come back and report.
Okay,
Yep,
we can do it.
makes sense. Okay, set,
Yep.
go ahead, Roger.
Riverside had that fundraiser, and they had to have insurance. Do we have to have a special insurance? And it was expensive.
For the, what, for the beer and
to
the
sell
booze?
alcohol on the grounds.
You can get at any time that you serve, yeah, you do have to have liability insurance.
If you're
on it.
charging.
It's a special event.
You
If
can
you're
get, you can
charging.
get
If the
special,
county covers that, or if we have to have
You
special.
have to,
But
You're
you
saying-
guys didn't sell that booze, did you?
No, that was totally private.
They had their own
Totally
liquor
private.
license and
Yeah.
everything.
You,
Probably have their own liquor liability license.
They got it
for
through
oversight,
Fruins, and
so,
it was
yeah.
expensive.
Yeah, it is expensive.
Yeah, if
I've been
you sell
looking
it,
at it
you
for
gotta
my
have-
lemonade, to do spike lemonades, and it is pricey, but I think you can do special event insurance. And I think it's feasible if you
just
can
need to-
find the right insurance.
Yep.
you might ask Scott Schultz, because we did that beer garden for the motorcycle rally up here
Okay.
several years ago. He might have an
You might
inlet.
have some information on it.
And a lot of the other counties do it, so.
Yeah.
Yep. just-
True.
And
They
with
do.
that, and I don't know, maybe I myself, I have the lemonade trailer that was out at the fair this last year, and we've been thinking about doing spike lemonades with it, which I'd have to get a mobile liquor license, insurance and stuff, and maybe you only have to have one insurance policy over an event. So like if my business had the insurance and did it along with the beer garden, then my insurance would cover the entire thing. So I just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet to buy the insurance, because I'd buy it for an entire year if I did it. But
Right.
that might be a conversation that might be worth having, looking at the numbers for it.
I think the main thing with me is you guys get along with the amusement authority and everybody is in agreement on something like that. Cohesiveness is what I'd be concerned about. So Roger's right, if you talk to them and then come back.
We can do it.
Okay, second thing, Brandon has something we're wanting to work on,
And I only brought three copies, I'm sorry.
Okay, sure.
is some mini splits for the main, what do we call that?
Well,
Building.
the main
The
building.
main building where we have, the rentals
For the
and the
kitchen.
events and the kitchen and that, to try to,
Cool it off.
Cool
what's
it
that?
and heat it.
Cool
more
it and
efficient.
heat it, and the heating at a lot more efficient level and cost, because that costs us dearly to run those heaters, and we actually got those, couple new ones.
We did.
But we're thinking lots of options. I mean, we're thinking possibly, we don't have enough money, with running the fair and doing that to pay for all of them. What you guys would have something possibly to help us out, a fund or, some,
What I would just suggest, Nick, is the Spark Committee. Can't remember if it's Spark or ARPA right now. But there was money left over from the grant, and it's been set aside for the fairgrounds. So if you
Oh,
want to
how
take your
nice.
proposal, and it's for infrastructure, like
Yeah.
toilets and
Great.
electrical,
and that,
and
we would go to who?
go to Kelly with a proposal.
If I ever
I think it
wrote
is
down
ARPA, isn't
right,
it?
which I
Is it
don't know if
ARPA?
I do.
Yeah, it's our.
It's like $48,000.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, because we've priced this,
I figured you'd been contacted about
No.
it. But maybe I've got the figures wrong,
That sounds right.
but
Go
it-
check
That
with
would be-
Dawn, she would probably know,
Improvements in
she's on that
Dawn.
committee.
Yeah.
Or I knew, wasn't part of those
Kelly is
conversations,
the-
but Dawn might know.
Yeah, that would,
It's our.
that would
Take
help
care
you
of the
do a
But
lot
problem.
of
Kelly's
improvement.
yeah, it would.
main one.
If that
Kelly's
money-
the administrator.
ARPA.
She's the one that has all of the records.
Kelly?
and, Yeah,
Okay.
takes the proposals and then brings them to the committee
Yep.
for approval, but like, we needed to obligate, sorry, I
Sure.
want to use the right terminology. We needed to obligate those funds, and with the condition of the fairgrounds, the committee felt that that would be a beneficial use of that money. So.
it'll make it so much nicer, you
It
know?
has to be used for improvements only
Yep.
on the
Right,
fairgrounds.
and it's
That would be
infrastructure.
Right up
so-
our alley, yep.
That
And
would be awesome.
on this, just if you guys look at it, what's on this paper that I gave you is actually, it would be 4 mini split units. There'd be 2 large units for the big room, and then there'd be a unit that would be for the men's bathroom, women's bathroom, the kitchen, and then also that additional L-shaped room.
Oh,
What's-
yeah,
what's that
where
called?
the-
So the entire facility would be heated and cooled. You can control it per room. So, and then on addition to the top, on top, this is just for the units themselves, we'll also have to put in additional electricity into there. There's not enough supply going into that building right now. But, and I talked to Dennis Martin. I know Martin talked to DJ a little bit about it, but it possibly could be 4,000 or 5,000 to get the electricity to the units, because we'll have to pull more power from the pole.
On top of this.
Make sure
On
you
top
write that
of that.
down, and you give all that to Kelly.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
the four
include
to five is estimate on what it would take. So there's that, the breaker boxes in that building's pretty maxed out right now, so we'd have to pull a whole nother service from the pole to do it.
But it would be a good improvement to the building.
Oh,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
That would be awesome.
And this, I don't know if you guys are aware, but they've changed the Freon from, I don't know the numbers, but this would be the new, as of January 1st, the AC units have to switch Freon, and this would be all the new stuff. So if we had problems with it in the future, there wouldn't be any issues on getting the Freon and getting it fixed.
They're a pretty slick unit. We have them in Martin and Kinley's up in the big barn, and we have one in the big room out home, and they're pretty efficient.
Yeah, I was looking into them for Little Lou's house.
And we would try to do most of the work ourselves, well, not me,
I mean,
these guys.
I'm not another-
I mean, Mark, yeah, well, these
Yeah.
guys, they could,
Well, and
because we did ours.
as I said, the committee, when we met, it was like, there's a lot of stuff that could use work at the fairgrounds.
Oh, yeah.
That is,
Oh, yeah.
geared towards what this money is for. And so this is a perfect, in my opinion, of
Yes.
course, it's up to the committee as a whole, but in my opinion, this is what that was
This
geared
would
for.
be
So if
awesome.
you get a proposal to Kelly, she'll meet with the committee and a decision will
We'll
be
swing
made.
by and
That'd be
check
great.
in with her and see what she needs.
Well, that'd be a change.
What's that?
to Not be
Demand a
sweating.
check.
Demand a check.
Down there.
I want.
I
we need some
know,
money.
it's,
Be the most popular.
it was ungodly last year, hot.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go
It was
with
terrible,
It's always been-
Yeah.
but it was bad.
But we got new lights overhead on,
In the big room.
what's his name?
Dennis.
Dennis.
Dr. J.
Dr. J put them all up, did it all. I mean, like in, what, a week?
Yeah.
I mean, it was done. It was like, he's been great. Dennis
He
has
has
been a great
just been
addition.
super.
He gets things done.
The other thing too, if you had it nice and cool and heated, it'd be easier to run up for other things.
Exactly, and eventually, of course, I'm the cooker. I
Yeah.
want something nice in that kitchen.
We need to put
make it
some
more
appliances.
rentable, you know what I mean?
That stove they cuss in, or fridge they don't care for,
Which-
and, yeah.
That can come in
Update.
time.
It needs to be updated.
This, and then-
Yeah, and that'd be part of
Plus.
it, again.
That would be awesome.
One of the comments in the committee was like the bathroom in Jenkins Hall.
Yeah, we're,
Yep,
As a suggestion, that's
Yeah.
what prompted the conversation.
yep,
true story.
yeah, I wish they would just come to us and tell us that, we would be all over it,
Well,
so.
Well,
sorry
can we-
that
Now
you
we
were
know.
not made aware, but yes.
Yep, now we know,
Yeah, and, yeah,
yeah.
we'll do it.
It won't take us long if we can spend some money on that. It won't take long to be gone.
I don't know how they come up with it, but it's $48,210.38.
Okay,
Don't go over that.
Well, that would be awesome.
okay, we'll work on it.
That's great.
All
We'll
right,
get with the amusement and we'll get back with you.
Very good.
Fair deal?
Go see
thank
Kelly.
you.
You're
Okay.
We'll go see Kelly.
Thanks, guys.
She's gonna run down the
Her ears are
bathroom
gonna be
quick.
burning.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
Thank you. See you guys.
See ya.
See you, Brett. Yep.
Thanks.
That was done in that meeting that you're missing.
The 31st.
Yep.
That's probably why no one,
I was looking on Brett's notes
probably why
if
they
it's in
weren't aware
there.
of it.
I
We need to do better.
I think Amanda come to us and wanted to go to a meeting on the 13th through the 15th.
Okay, yeah,
But
she
I-
just got back.
So that was there. And then $228,000 and $228,020 for ambulance.
Yeah, he's got that back here.
And then the others, I don't know, 7,000 something. or-
623 for something,
Yeah,
code system, I don't know.
and then 1,400 for something.
Yeah, Kelly has all of that in
1,400
regards to
for 10.
how that was
something.
obligated.
Oh, here it is, 48, 210, 38 for the county infrastructure.
With the fairgrounds.
Yeah, he doesn't have that, but it just says county infrastructure.
It's directed at the fairgrounds.
So he's got the same thing that I've got there.
Yep, if I read this, it does say that on here. I'm gonna make notes on here so I don't forget. Perfect. Okay.
Well, I don't know, does any of you guys run these mini splits?
We've talked about putting one in our house, cause
I've
one
got
side of our
one in my
house
apartment.
needs
And they
like
wanted
electrical
to
mini
heat
splits,
with
like
it.
heating and
What's that?
AC. It's
I
like
had
so you
one
can
guy
split your
go out
house up a little
with that.
more.
That was the first one they put in, and he wanted me to heat with it through the winter. And they keep records of how much each apartment. He come to me and said, don't heat with it anymore. Air conditioning is real economical, not the heat.
But it's electric, because it's electric heat?
Yeah, it's,
I'm sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
So what are you eating with them?
well, it has all. How are you?
Pretty good.
He wanted to try it and see.
Roger had asked earlier if you got that Dodge truck from Colby.
A while back we did, we got a Dodge truck.
Okay,
Yes, it was one 13.5.
okay,
Yep. We did get that one.
okay.
Just got a few items. I'll start out with the latest on the budget. And how that's looking now. End of the year. Expenses on there.
Thank you.
Just paying up on the.
Need one,
You don't
it's
need
fine.
one?
I don't,
Okay.
it's good. You can-
Mostly settling up on the gravel bills for gravel pits. Okay, that's all solid waste.
Where's the Vicky Thompson pit?
I wanna say that's south of Bird City.
Where's
South of
that?
South of Bird City. On 31, Road 31. I think that's that.
Phipps is clear up north
Which one?
then. Janice Phipps.
I think they're together.
Those two are together.
They're together. Yeah, it's a
it's a-
split.
That's a split, yeah.
Really?
I was gonna say, because I think Janice passed away.
Yeah, she did.
She married to a Phipps and, Bakerville?
I know she was married to a relative of mine, you'd have to ask Mom. She was Mueller.
Milka, is
She was
that,
in
did they test the well?
Yeah, she was married. to
That's out at the
Phipps.
landfill then?
Oh, okay, okay.
Is that what that's for? I don't know. There it is. Thought I had that.
Roger, right?
I'd have to check on that, Brett.
Okay.
I'm not, to be honest, I'm not
It's
sure what
not
that's.
that big a deal. I just was curious. I hadn't heard that for.
Yeah, I'm curious myself. I'm trying to find out.
Surely your budget remaining's not 8.9%, it's 91.1, isn't it?
Thought we had a part-time guy out of college.
Just curious. Which one is that? Solid waste? That's right. What's the remaining for this? Unless that was prior year, I'm not sure. It doesn't-
Okay.
It doesn't really say one way or another. I'll have to check on that.
All right.
Make sure if that's what that is.
Budget balance. Yeah,
No other questions, I'll move on.
Okay.
We've been, of course, waiting for the next law enforcement vehicle to come up, and they finally finished moving the electronic equipment
Okay.
out of it, and I spoke with Cody last week, and I would request that we purchase that pickup from law enforcement for $2,300. But it comes with an additional potential price tag. It's got, when you do the startup, it's a 3.5 EcoBoost. It's a 2019, and it sounds a little bit like a diesel for about a second or two when you start it. And I'd like to have, since that's getting into an internal issue, I'd like to have one of the local shops take a look at it to
Okay.
just investigate what we need to do with it. If it's cam phasers, we could be looking at the neighbor, plus or minus $4,000, kind of worst case. But we're still getting a 2019 vehicle, 98,000 miles for, I don't know, but maybe $7,000
Yeah.
if you have a repair for worst case.
Those EcoBoosts, they were notorious for fuel pumps, weren't they?
Oh, fuel pumps?
I know they
I'm not
replaced
sure.
some in the pickup I got, it
Yeah.
blew up,
Yeah, I'm not sure. Or maybe it was the turbos.
might be the turbos.
Okay.
And then our other law enforcement vehicle we acquired last year, it's got the Hemi-Tick, and I would like to get that into a shop to get,
The Hemi-Tick.
yes, to see if we need to do anything with that before we continue to drive it, because it's gonna be something that's
Try
a little more than we can deal with.
I'm hearing a bunch of those Hemis are going bad.
Yep, and this is a 2014, and I'm not real familiar with
Yep.
Dodges, I've always had Fords and GMCs,
I've
so.
heard of 3 of them right here just in the last week.
Oh,
Ticks
I
and-
got a 15 Hemi.
No. I'll get the estimate and find out what's going on, and if it's something, large, I'll
Do you
be
guys
sure
want
to
to
come
make a
back.
motion on the purchase of the 2019 for 2,300, correct? Knowing that we're gonna have to put, we'll need to vote on that, won't we? Motion?
On the
You'll need a
repair,
motion to purchase it, and then you can go out and get the estimate.
follow up with the repair.
Exactly.
Yep.
I'll make a
So you
motion
think
to
it's gonna be
purchase
over
the
7,000?
2019.
No, that'd be total. for what we're paying
2019
Law enforcement,
Ford
fund
pickup.
transfer,
Ford pickup for
$2,300 plus repairs, to put
2,300.
it up around a $7,000 figure, yeah, it's possible.
from the sheriff's department.
Okay. Do I hear a second on that, Roger?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to have Road and Bridge purchased a 2019 Ford pickup from the Sheriff's Department for $2,300. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed.
And I had one other purchase request, it's for a tire machine. One of the ones we have in one of our shops is no longer, well, for one thing, it's too small. And just after doing some looking over the last month and a half, and then visiting with the guys down at the co-op and one of the local shops, it looks like this is a Weaver tire machine. It's kind of their, you might want to call it their entry level, but it's looks like a pretty solid machine. And after visiting with some people that have, an individual that's had one for several years, it's performed well for him, and I think that's maybe something we ought to
This is
try and
new.
acquire. Pardon?
This is new.
Yeah, that would be new, yeah, and that's delivered, that would be the price, $2,099. It's coming out of Texas. And I visited with the individual down there, and that's what the price would be. It would handle a little bigger rim too, than, one of the machines we have is just too small. Doesn't handle the bigger tires that we've got nowadays.
How do you do them now? Do you take them to co-op or what?
Well, right, at Bird City, we're the unit that's older and smaller, sometimes they just have to go to the Frontier Ag. We may just, shift ours over there and put this one here. We do more tires than St. so we'll probably end up keeping it here. And the one we have in our shop is working fine.
I move we purchase a W89 4XS tire machine for $2,099.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for the purchase of a tire machine, part number W-894XS for $2,099. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed.
That's all I had today, unless you guys have anything.
Thank you, Steve.
All right.
Have a good weekend.
Okay, you too, thanks.
You can keep that.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. I don't know if I need it, it doesn't have that.
We'll catch him back up.
That's good. We'll probably slow you down some. I don't know if you got your digital copy of it.
I got the email, I did not, I haven't even opened it yet.
We met with Olson's last night on the current runway repair that's in process, and they found more damage than we knew was on the runway when they surveyed it a month ago, which is the bad news, because some of it's in the area that the FAA project won't cover. The front page is basically, the orange is where the project will cover from the FAA, and the green is the stuff that is not covered. We went ahead and applied for a KDOT grant for everything in the green, and Olson's cost estimate was that $200,000 for replacing some of the concrete panels, and it'd be a 90-10 share, so our share of that would be $20,000 if we got it. And then on everything on the orange, it's a 95.5. I think the estimate they gave was $595,000, so our share was gonna be around $27,000.
250.
So,
Why won't FAA take care of the,
so the north half, I believe that has to be 10 years old before we can do any FAA grants on it. And the north half is newer. The south half is the older pavement up there, so that's why. In their last survey, their percentages, the north half was in better shape, but apparently some of the panels were in worse shape they didn't catch. I think they do those every 5 years.
So the estimates I got is 545,000, 95%, or 5%, like you said, 2725,
And
okay.
then the additional would be 200,000, so total.
when did they do that green slabs?
I'd have to get with Diane and see when it was put in.
I think that red, we had them, because it was raising up, you guys remember that? There was a crack that was raising up, I think they took care of
I
that.
think the red's 11 years old or 12.
But they had to come in and fix it, and so.
I think that concrete would last longer than that.
It's the funniest thing,
Yeah.
he was saying that the parts that are painted don't last as long.
Which makes sense, because like during a storm, all the paint holds more moisture
Yeah.
than where the paint isn't. I mean, a lot of times if the wind's blowing, all the paint will have snow on it, but everything else is clean. So I can see where it would,
I could have understood that if it was black paint, it absorbed the heat so
Right.
much, but it's white.
I know.
It just didn't make sense, so. Anyway,
and the good thing about the KDOT grant is we can get by with a little cheaper stuff, because the FAA projects are really strict and you have to use their engineers, and this way KDOT can kind of give us recommendations, and it's as good a quality, it's just not as pricey. The rest of these pages, I printed it all off, just kind of show the cracks. I can't even read it, unless you guys can read better than me, because I can't even read it, it's so small on here.
oh boy.
Like the blue lines are where they've previously sealed the cracks. The X-hash areas are the panels that'll need replaced. The green's where it's spalled out before they fixed, which is what you were talking about. And some of it's done it again. And then the red's the new cracks that'll be sealed on the north half.
I thought you were getting away from this, doing this work.
Well, we'll get to that next. Did you want to see this? I've got,
Oh, we're good. We're
Okay.
good. Thanks, Mike.
a lot of it's just gibberish, and I don't even understand all of it other than what their little chart says.
That's all right.
How long was he out here?
He was here most of a day.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
he-
Yeah, there's paint marks out there and all kinds of stuff when he was up.
was later.
Also, last night during the meeting, 2 board members resigned, so we need to figure out how we want to replace them. What you guys want to do, I guess.
Do you think you have anybody who wants to be board members?
I think we could find them as long as one of them steps up to be a leader. That's the biggest thing. 'Cause That's what we need on it. Someone that can do this stuff and keep things moving.
The clerk's office has the applications if anyone is interested in being on the airport commission. So if you know of anyone that is interested, make sure that they come and get an application and
Okay.
pass it through the board and bring the recommendations.
Should we advertise for that?
Yes. Yes, I think you should.
Do you want it just in the paper? Do you want it
Yes.
website, Facebook? What do you
Yeah.
want?
Will that make your job easier?
I mean, yes and no. If they'll step up and do it, it will.
Just wanna make sure.
I move we have 10 minutes executive session for non-elected personnel for job performance.
A
Is that
second.
correct?
How does that work, Leslie?
Been-
Yeah, that'll work,
Okay, thank
There's a
you.
I
motion.
think.
It's been moved and seconded, 10 minutes executive session for
Non-elected personnel.
non-elected personnel job performance.
Yep.
All right.
Mouthful.
Well, we're,
We're trying to follow the rules, right?
Yeah.
That's the way it should be.
Straighter than an arrow.